Ficus pumila, climbing fig. Okay. Now it is obviously akin to the edible ficus, and the fruit that it makes, I believe it is edible. It's not necessarily palatable, not very good, but I believe it is edible. All right, one way, remember anything that we talked about with the ficus? One way to tell is, if it would make it, latexy sap. Okay, it's pretty weak right now, but there's some in there. Okay, good deal. All right, so maybe if you pick a leaf off, it's even better. All right, not for me. You can get the sap out, I cannot. There you go. It's got latex, milky sap. Okay, and then the reason that it's grown so widely is that you notice this is a metal building, all right, and this thing just has grown all over it. Okay, so it'll attach itself to anything. It grows by these aerial rootlets again, but on the ends of the rootlets, it's got tiny adhesive discs or suction cups almost that sort of attach to these things, and they'll actually grow. Keep in mind now, this surface is not completely flat, right? On a microscopic level, there's a lot of different little crevices and things in there. So these suction cups and whatnot will get in there, actually inside the little crevices on the wall, and because of that, they can cause some damage. You start pulling it off the. All right, you see, the rootlets will stay on there, and if you ever try to get them off, they will look pretty bad if you just leave the rootlets on there. But if you ever try to get them off, it'll take the paint off, and on wooden structures, it'll really kind of rip it up even more so than on metal. As far as looking at the foliage is concerned, you'll notice it's got a almost a diamond head-shaped appearance, kind of lanceolate, an oblique leaf base. Okay, so it's always it doesn't meet itself at the base there. All right, and this is a good example of heteroblasty. Anybody remember what that is?
Juvenile and adult.
The difference between the juvenile and mature forms. All right, so these are juvenile forms where the leaves are smaller, much more tightly compressed to the structure that it's climbing on. If you'll notice up here, the leaves are larger. They become less sort of pointed, and they become less tightly oppressed to the structure that they're growing on. So they'll be more able to sort of grow freely as opposed to just on the structure. Okay. So look for it's not necessarily hispid. There's no, it's not rough, but it's not soft either. It's just sort of like a really plasticky,
like cardboard.
Yeah, cardboard. That would be a good explanation. All right, the way that it feels. The back of it is a lighter green than the front. The front sort of a dark green. Okay. The back of it also has prominent veins that are raised. And then look for oblique leaf base. And then once you pick it off there, it should cause some milky sap. Stems will have these aerial rootlets. Okay. And then if you actually see it out in the landscape, you can kind of peel it off and see if it leaves its aerial rootlets on the. All right.
So you're gonna bring this door in the lab?
I'll do my best to bring the door in. Okay. All right. So it can be both the large leaves and the smaller leaves.